Welcome to World War III, everybody. That's my intro. Okay, today we're doing a variety show, which means I'm going to talk about a bunch of different random things with no clear topic. That they all relate to besides, well, cryptocurrency. And so it's going to be a little bit of a recap of 2020, or this is 2020, a little bit of recap of 2019, and a little bit of looking into 2020, and yeah, just a general crypto show. So if you got anything that interests you, throw it in the chat, and we'll get her started. So the most important news of the decade, of the year. Oh, I still got Dlive up here. Sorry, Dlive. Bye bye. So the dickening is, he says, John McAfee, he says, he predicts that Bitcoin, so there you go, he could get out with that clause, he didn't spell it right, but Bitcoin will be at $1 million by the end of 2020. He's gonna eat his dick, so, but then he said, eat my dick in 10 months, 12 months, this was, let's see, this was 2 days ago. He said it was just a ruse to onboard new users. It worked. Bitcoin was first. It's an ancient technology. I all know it, savage. Newer blockchains have privacy, smart contracts, distributed apps, and more. Bitcoin is our future. Was the Model T the future of the automobile? So he's backing out of his thing because he thinks Bitcoin sucks, which it kind of does. But just that Bitcoin Core one. So McAfee. So here's just in case you missed it by the guy who just corrected me. So yeah, he's a writer and he knows how to pronounce things. I don't know how that works, but our Edward Kelso. We'll hop into this here, but apparently, so like Bitcoin Cash pumped. That was this freaking yesterday. What day is it today? Yeah, yesterday. They're like, oh, Tether just printed 500 million. Tether printed 500 million. Their market cap went up on CoinMarketCap, and then everybody was like, "Oh my gosh!" And then BTC went up a bunch after BCH pumped, because the theory is that once Tether goes into circulation, it pumps BTC to like keep the ratios down of the altcoins. But anyways, basically, no, they didn't print 500 million. It was just Tron that wasn't included in the market cap. So apparently there's $500 million of Tron, $500 million of Tether on Tron. So we'll get back into Tron a little bit. So Tether's just like all over the place now, and it's even on the Liquid network, which is the federated sidechain, the best federated sidechain in my opinion. No, because that's what we're here for in Bitcoin, is to have a cabal of exchanges and businesses to tell us what we can and can't do with our money. You know, it doesn't sound anything like the central banking system, but this is a Tether transaction on Liquid, and if we zoom in here, let's take a look. I can't see how much of Tether was used here, so it just is confidential. So you can tell, I believe you can see how much Tether is actually on Liquid. You know what, let's Google it real quick. Tether on Liquid. Tether lands on, this isn't gonna be easy. But I believe it's, let me check my super secret channel here. My super secret channel. Apparently they have, the balance went from 61,000. Oh, this is the transaction I'm looking at, to 1.5 million on October 31st, which is what I'm opening right here. Damn, we're jamming today. I feel like we're going back to the Peter Ryan days, you know. We got the retro wave going on. I mean, I don't have the retro wave going on, but we had the music going on. I don't have the cool graphics, but anyways, Tether transparency, they go hand in hand, don't they? And so total assets, this was in October, 1.7 billion Tether was authorized, and on Tron 800 million. Holy shit. And on Liquid 61,000, and then the next day, I believe, it went to 1.5 million. That was the last time there was a transaction. And then this is there's 2 transactions today of tether, but we don't know how much it was. So that's cool. You know those Blockstream guys, and they're liquid. Sick. Some other cool thing. I'm wearing this shirt today because I support Satoshi's vision. That's with the apostrophe though. It's a very big distinction. There's a Satoshi vision, which is a fork of Bitcoin. Some even call it a version of Bitcoin. But then there's this concept called Satoshi's vision, right? And so Satoshi's vision is peer-to-peer electronic cash, but Satoshi vision is referencing to Craig Wright, who is definitely not Satoshi. But he said that in court that there would be a 8 billion Bitcoin tulip trust delivered to him, private keys, by a bonded here we go again. I mean, my freaking mispronunciation. With a courier, a bonded courier, which means it would be insured. Tether SLP token win. I know it should be true. I need to turn my text to speech on. Y'all need a little funky in here. But he didn't show up. He was supposed to show up on January 1st, and he didn't show up. So who would have fucking guessed that, right? And so maybe he didn't mean bonded courier. He meant bondage courier, right? That makes sense, right, guys? So problem solved. He meant a bondage courier. So that's what Dave Kleiman ordered, was a bondage courier, not a bonded courier. So now we know. So stupid. Okay, so let's recap Bitcoin BTC. Their year in tech, what this year brought us by Aaron Van Werdum, and less trust required with GUIX, and basically this means some core people like compiled their code and did some binary stuff, and so you can trust their code more, I guess. So that's all I know. So that's cool, I guess. Side chains, so literally not Bitcoin, not the blockchain, but a side chain is a technology for Bitcoin, I guess, because Blockstream Liquid and RSK. Next, Shamir backups. This is basically a multi-sig version of a private key, if I understand it correctly. And so you can like break up your key into multiple different things, just in case you die and you have like 3 kids and you want your private key in 3 different parts. I'm not sure like what. I would assume you could just like, if you have like a 24 word key, you could just like give each of them 3, 6, carry the 7. You give each of them 8 words, right? And then you could just like do it that way, but apparently this is cooler because they say so. This is new privacy tools with pay to endpoint. Basically this is CoinJoin. And so we all know Bitcoin Cash can do this better and does do it better already, but they have to announce it for themselves. And Miniscript is a programming language which is like Bitcoin script but simpler. So again, it's just like a way to easier develop, but it's not really a change to Bitcoin. Oh, that's it? That's it? Oh, that's weird. In part 2 of this series on 2019. Oh, I was going to mention that. Did anyone else notice the black band on my ring finger? I got married. She's around here somewhere. But yes, I did. So congratulations to me. Woohoo! Yay. Crypto Central Bank. Courier docs as fuck, yeah. But anyways, part 2 is coming out, and it never came out. That's on the Lightning Network, brought to Bitcoin. And so still waiting. This just came December 19th, so almost a year. Gay marriage is on it. Yeah, it's federally allowed, man. Hey, wait. So let's look at 2020 and beyond on BTC. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you. Yes, I know. I did. Indeed. So, let me take a... Oh, I already closed it. Here, give me a second here. Okay, 2020 in Bitcoin. What could happen is this article. And Schnorr, Taproot, TapScript. We all know Schnorr is actually already implemented on Bitcoin Cash. So, good job. We don't actually have Taproot yet, but apparently they're going to put Schnorr and Taproot into the soft fork together. I thought you could aggregate signatures with Schnorr already, or maybe, yeah, that's what Taproot is you can aggregate the Schnorr signatures together. I would have guessed that's going to come to Bitcoin Cash first, because we do the thing, we actually implement. And this is something I haven't heard about before. It's called the Great Consensus Cleanup, and it's of course a soft fork. Matt Corallo, who is a good coder. Again, a lot of people in Bitcoin Core are good coders. They just are dealing with like a shit concept, I guess. So it's like you're working on something that you could be working on so much more. Instead, you're working with so much less. You're trying to make dog shit look nice, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. But basically, it cleans up a bunch of vulnerabilities that are possible for different transactions, fringe types of transactions that require much processing power to validate. So that could happen in a soft fork, which would make much more sense to make it a hard fork, but I'm not really sure. And I don't think I actually got this far in the article, so I have no idea what a no input class is. The blue mat is yeah, I have no problem with him. I remember he talked shit about Liquid. Oh yeah, it was something from LOP. He said the number of like Liquid Federation members or something went from like 40 to 90 or something like that. And Carl was like, "Oh, good job, you got more exchanges on board," or something. So I have no idea. This looks like a lot of technical stuff at this point, and I don't actually know. Oh yeah, here's one called Opt. It used to be called Opt Secure the Bag, but they changed to Opt Check Template Verify, and apparently it helps smooth out Bitcoin's network congestion. You could allow a Bitcoin transaction to be cut into 2 transactions. And then the first one would include the inputs, and the second one would include the outputs. And so they would be tied together through a special output, committed output with a hash. The sending transaction includes a large fee. The receiving transaction includes a low fee. And the wait for a low fee transaction to confirm shouldn't be a big deal for the recipients of the coins, because it's just a way to skip around this freaking 1 megabyte block size. Drive chain block improvement protocol, a way to make side chains better. So there you go, guys. So next, proof of keys happened on January 3rd. Yeah, he also changed them out at one point. Yeah. He's kind of on the shit. So proof of keys happened, which is where people that hodl take their coins off exchanges. You know, it's these same people who preach self-sovereignty, and if not your keys, not your coins, right? And what are they doing the other 365 days of the year? If you have to test in exchanges that they have Bitcoin, right? It's proof of keys means like you're stress testing an exchange to make sure they're not fractionally reserving their Bitcoin, right? But to like do that, these hodlers who they're proud to hodl, right? And they always say, not your keys, not your coins, which is true, but like the logic. So I made a tweet about this, and I got the only like somewhat intelligible response was that it's about to educate newcomers about not your keys, not your coins. And I was like, yeah, okay. But like, if you're hodling, why do you have your coins on exchange? You should be using them in your own wallet and not like waiting for the number to go up so you can sell. And so it's just it's just a shit show. What's his name? Blue Matt? Who? Sorry, I missed who you're talking about. So there you go. More hypocritical, but I guess it's good information. So I stream on Dlive sometimes. Oops, I clicked the wrong button. And they originally had their own blockchain called Lino blockchain, and now they're migrating to Tron and BitTorrent. And so I tried to dive into BitTorrent a little bit. Apparently it's like a peer-to-peer file sharing system with its own token itself, built on top of Tron. And so it's uh, I guess I don't fully understand why you like fully need to Dlive is owned by China. Tron's owned by China. It's just not looking good. Like it's just a China cabal, and Dlive's always been this thing of free speech, but they've banned Alex Jones before, and so I'm not sure where to go next for streaming, because I mean I know I'm like still a small streamer, but I do have like fringe viewpoints, I guess. I mean it's not like Alex Jones extreme, but I mean you see what happened to Carbon Base and Jim Friend. He got served some freaking copyright and got for speaking not even truth to power, for speaking memes to power. Like come on. I mean, and we're seeing with this new World War III, literally like wars are being fought with like memes, and obviously there's missiles going on too, but like it's weird. Yeah, Dlive's going on Tron, which is super weird. So I don't know if I can keep. It's just I don't know, man. Like somebody I met on Dlive, who's another streamer, he said he's going to Facebook even. Like he didn't want to deal with library. I have heard of that. I have not looked into that. Okay, fine. I'll look into it real quick. LBRY library content freedom, decentralized, owned by its users. Can I live stream on it though? That's really like the thing is live streaming. And it's weird because live streaming is so resource intensive, right? I mean, when I live stream, it's through a centralized server. Like, it's just a matter of like, can you not get kicked off? Like can you not get kicked off? Because you can get kicked off at Dlive, right? And so, as a user, not a product, it needs a live stream option. That's all I'm saying. And so, that's that. So let's go to Bitcoin Cash. All right. Rest in peace, Carbon Based. He died for our sins. He will be back. He does have a private account that he's been tweeting on lately, and he's getting ready to gear up, and it's gonna be. I'm excited. The saga continues. He's channeling his inner Jim Friend, like we had on our last show with Ben Armani. So, object data sig means trustless token collateralized loans are now possible. And what the heck does that mean? You can loan out money So basically, you can loan somebody a token, and they'll give you Bitcoin Cash. So it's depending on who looks like the loan. But yeah, so if they don't give you your token back, you can keep their BCH. So that's it. And it's all trustless. So this is that's the basics of it. It's collateralized by Bitcoin Cash. So if you don't get the token back, you just take the Bitcoin Cash. So it's these are all things that are only possible on Bitcoin Cash and not BTC because of the object data sig. So this in particular is very exciting. It just opens a whole new world of financial opportunities of like trustlessness, right? And it's these things that have just never been possible. Like it's so hard to like conceptualize what's even possible with this because it's just like never been a thing before. Any lessons from loan servicing? Use case. So this is imaginary username, everybody's favorite QR code. He says, I've dabbled in much earlier Bitcoin loan platforms, only to watch them fail to gain traction in any legit use case. A new generation of collateralized loan services seem to be focused on leveraged trades, so like BitMEX, right? Which is reasonable direction to be heading, but I still wish people pay a lot more questions like who can we target and why do they want us, and is this going to work given the market, or will something else take over? So again, it's like we don't really like. I mean, the best use case and example is leveraging, right? I mean, if you're 100 times leveraging one Bitcoin Cash and you're long in the shit, yellow long, you're borrowing 100 Bitcoin Cash from somebody, and so technically you're borrowing it from them and then loaning out. Well, the one Bitcoin Cash you have could be a BTC, right? So you could give them a BTC and you could get 100 Bitcoin Cash worth from them. I know my number's all fucky, but you get the idea. And so if you get liquidated, they keep the BTC. If you don't, you pay your Bitcoin Cash back. So why are my chats censored? Are they? I haven't seen it pop up. I don't know if there's like an auto thing on it, to be honest with you. Maybe there's an auto thing on it. This is YouTube for you. And so speaking of Hong Kong, something cool and new came out. only possible in Bitcoin Cash. Well, I mean, it's not only possible. This one isn't only possible, but it's unique to Bitcoin. That's 100% sure. If I mention honk, it gets removed. Well, here you go. I'll mention it for you. So Honk team, Keith Patrick's Honk SLP token is building a sports betting site via a new fund. And what's this mean? Well, it's the first ICO on Simple Ledger Protocol. So that's the basics of it. But what is this site actually? I mean, it's really cool how it actually works. So he's going to build an SLP-powered sports betting site that will feature Bitcoin Cash, Spice, Honk, and Drop SLP tokens, which is Drop is a cryptophile SLP token, which is the best and I think one of the first SLP like only exchanges. And all this shit's very new. 50% of the profits from the platform will be paid out as dividends to SBS token holders on a to-be-decided recurring basis. He must be stopped. The amount of tokens you represent, the percent you will see. 50% is reserved for growth and continued development of the platform. And so here's a crazy looking graph thing. That's a bunch of crazy shit. And so so we'll watch a video here, shall we? Yeah, let's do it. All right, let me
Tired of gambling and betting on slow, bulky platforms that don't take popular tokens? Introducing Honkabet, a new cryptocurrency sports betting site for all kinds of sports that takes Bitcoin Cash and some popular SLP tokens to let you support your favorite team. Honkabet uses the API from Pinnacle, a tried and true bet aggregator, so even the weirdest of sports will be available. Alpine skiing? Check. CrossFit? Check. MMA? Check. And of course, traditional sports like basketball, baseball, and soccer will also be available. For those who like to bet live during a game, Honkabet will rely on Deck Prism to provide a reliable, real-time live betting experience. With Honkabet, half the revenue will go towards investors. That's right, users investing in the SBS share system will get part of the earnings of the site operation as a dividend. For simple math, owning 1,000 tokens will yield 0.5% of the profits. The more you invest, the more you'll get. So even losing, you can be a winner too. Honkabet will revolutionize the SLP world by being the first SLP betting site that takes BCH and all kinds of SLP tokens, including Drop, Spice, and Honk.
Damn. All right. So, pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. So, and Bitcoin.com even wrote an article on it. Man, these guys are doing the thing. But yeah, it uses a dividend calculator, which means like all this shit, like you can just, it automates. It's super easy on the back end. And so let's do it. Let's buy a token. So, this is ICO. I'm not saying go buy. So I'm not promoting this ICO. Well, like I'm showing it. All right, it's not promotion. It's just showing. Come on. And so the phase one already had 20,000 tokens at 25 cents each. I think that a big investor. I don't know. I'm not like. Phase two, 25,000 at 50 cents. 25,000 at $1. Yada yada. Anyways, let's do it. So I'm gonna do it through my Badger wallet. You get one SBS token for every 50 cents you send. So I'm going to snag my Simple Ledger. Hopefully Badger Wallet isn't acting up because it's been a little silly lately. Okay, so then it's going to give me an address to send Bitcoin Cash to. So I'm going to buy 2 tokens here, which is $1. $1. Next. Confirm. Payment sent. Give me that SBS. So there we go. I bought it, and it should show up very, very shortly. Do you have to like refresh Badger? I'll admit I didn't use Badger the first time I did this, so I'm glad that worked. Ding, ding, ding. There it is. I got the SBS. Unfortunately, this doesn't have the logo in the Badger Wallet repo, but I know there's a logo in there. And so if we want to, let's check this out, shall we? Let's check out this cool little thing, shall we? So we'll head on over to simpleledger.info. Put in the token ID, and here's our SBS token. And so we can see this is my transaction that just happened. So let's check out the transaction, shall we? And so here, this is where it's cool. It gets pretty cool. So these are the amount of tokens remaining in in the ICO essentially, right? 78,000. I bought 2 of them, so you see my address is right here, and then there's still 78,000 left. So it does this all automatically. Very, very cool. You can go back in time and see all of this happened. 23, 68, 2. So yeah, these are all just today after the articles came out. 824, 101, 193, 15. So yeah, there you go. I just participated in ICO. So come get me, guys. Come get me. So again, very cool. And so we're gonna wrap this up here with the classic. People don't like Bitcoin Cash. Crypto people don't like Bitcoin Cash because there's an organized campaign against it. And once you know, I covered this. I covered the concept of it a week ago. Wait, what did I talk about? I talked about the replaced by fee, right? With Hayden. And so somebody got all like pissy about it and found one day where his numbers were incorrect on like how many transactions a Bitcoin Cash merchant did. And Hayden's response was that, well, I took the data right from Travel by Bit site. That's where I got the data from. So if the data's wrong, they had it wrong. It wasn't my fault. Sorry. Right. And plus, it was very minuscule, the discrepancy. Anyways, what happened was we can just check out the thread. It got ridiculously upvoted on RBTC, which, first of all, just like wouldn't happen. Like, even if this was true, it just like wouldn't happen because it's against Bitcoin Cash. Like, I get it, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, this dude is like literally buying up votes, right? This dude was literally buying up votes. He says, do not post any comments. Go to RBTC new. Like, this is what you do. You can't directly link it. Otherwise, it'll like trigger stuff. But if you go to new, you can do whatever you want to. You just got to find it in the list. Upvote the post titled, actually publish on chain. Do not post any comments. And then you'll get a little fucking cents or something. And this is a real thing. This happens. But the mod Bitcoin XIO did a hell of a job finding it. So how much did he find? He got, this is the microworkers employer. He's from Canada. He's been a member since 2015. Very interesting. That is when the scaling war really kicked off. So who would have thought, right? And so this is just more proof that Bitcoin Cash is under a coordinated attack through social media, and we are here to say y'all are fucking stupid. So we're gonna do this organically. We don't need your upvotes. Well, upvotes are appreciated, but just being here and being part of the Bitcoin Cash community, there's long time standing members that have been in Bitcoin for years and years and years, and it's genuine, and extremely smart people in Bitcoin Cash. It's really insane, and it's just insane how their voices a lot of times don't reach the outside because they are manipulated in this type of way, right? And it's a minefield out there, and we're here to promote the best version of peer-to-peer cash that we can. We want peer-to-peer cash for the world, and right now the best form of that is in Bitcoin Cash. So that is all I have for today. So thanks for my little variety show. On Thursday, we're going to have David Bond, who is he's like a pickup artist, I guess. He's a travel vlogger. Makes really cool videos. A lot of his most popular videos he just like wears a GoPro on his head and like goes talk to girls in Asia. It's entertaining. It's definitely gym friend-esque. So he's definitely got that. He's got the energy, right? He's got the energy. He harnesses it. So that'll be on Thursday. So that'll be a very fun one. So I'm very excited for that one. Anyways, that's my show. I'm going to go out with my cool little animation. Ooh, it still looks good every time I see it. Remember Satoshi's vision with a apostrophe. That's the important one. So, all right. Thanks, y'all.